This is a little mixer from Roland Boss. A little cool small mixer from the 80s. And I just wanted to kind of talk about it and what is it and what I'm planning to use it for. So the model that I have is the BX 800. I think there are a couple of series in this. There is the 600s. I think there is also a 400. But in the whole entire lineup, there is also like the BX8, which I think is kind of popular. There is a BX80. I think this type of mixer lines up with like the KM60, although that is kind of a little bit hard to find and a little bit expensive. The one I have right here is of course the 8-channel one, 8-channel stereo mixer, and it's a pretty cool mixer. Just to go over what it has, on the back it has 8 stereo inputs, 1 send and return, so send and return effects, and then stereo out. Of course, here we have the power out. These mixers are mainly from Japan, so chances are it's the power plug and the power supply are Japanese. Well, in my case, the one I got, the guy that sold it to me was nice enough to give me like a power voltage converter. On the front, it's also pretty straightforward. If I turn it on, these are the meter indicator. Unlike the KM60, this one does not have VU meters. It would have been nice though to have like a little VU meters, but you know, it is what it is. Right here I have a gain, have a little red light here for the overload. That is kind of cool. A gain, 2 EQs, -10 and +10, so trebles and basses. Effects, again, send and return, and then a little pan pot. There is like a click in the middle to see where you are in the pan, and then a little nice volume. On this side of the master, I have the left and right volume, the effects, the master effects knob right here, and the headphones volume. From what I saw, people's use case is usually to run drums through these kind of vintage Boss mixer. This seems to be really nice with like distortion and stuff like this. It's pretty nice. But in my use case, I'm planning to use it as a more of a live set mixer. I'm trying to get into doing live stuff, so this is the one. This is the one. Pretty nice, pretty compact. I was expecting a little bit bigger in terms of sizes, but pretty compact. Really like it. The faders are also nice. The pan, the volume, it's pretty nice compared to like the 80s and the 8. I think the knobs are pretty big and nice to grab. Alright, so I guess the best way to test is well, do a little test. Alright, so for the test, I have a very simple setup right here. The SP goes into channel 1, and then as effects, I'm using the monotron delay. It's kind of a send and return. I have my master at like halfway through, and let's try to see. I have my little TRX mode right here that I did for the how to set up a live set on the SP44. I'll link them below. But yes, let me try to run this. So if I start to drive this pretty hard, you see it's kind of there. Alright, so the EQ minus 10 plus 10 these are not total kills EQs, so it is what it is. These are just plus minus 10. But I think it's kind of cool that there is a pretty nice separation when you add the EQs. The effects. So right now I have the delay. So if I send it right here. Of course, as this is just like an effect send, for example, the cutoff on the Monotron, it doesn't really cut anything. So the cutoff isn't really, I guess this is not, the cutoff doesn't really reflect, even though unless you adjust the master send, but if it's pretty low, then the cutoff doesn't really do much, so it's up to you. But the thing is, like, with this, you can still hear the sound from the Monotron, which is, I guess that's also adding a little bit of texture to the sound. But yes, if I do this, it is a pretty cool stuff. You can do pretty cool stuff on this. It's an interesting little mixer. I guess the Monotron is not the best way to showcase, but I just wanted to kind of pair up. This is a very small setup. Like in this context, this is a very small setup. A sampler, a mixer, and effects. So I guess this will be something that can be used in this kind of usage of this mixer. For myself, this is not really the way I'm planning to use this, because the way I think of it will be eventually some sort of a live setup. So I'm trying to use all of these four as like a output from Logic, which I'm trying to kind of achieve like a hybrid live setup. So all four will come from Logic, and then the SP, and then I will add some sort of end of chain effects. But yes, I'm currently planning to build that. We'll eventually make videos about that setup as I go. But for now, the main pieces are here, and yeah. You see, the feather is kind of cool. I like this feather. That was that was also an example of what I did in the setup, live setup in the SP44. So if I let go of the delay, but yes, as far as the mixer itself, it's a pretty nice mixer. Of course, I mean, it's not the 60s anymore, so it's the age of the mixer has kind of, you can see that this is I guess relatively old mixer, but in this case it does really well for what I'm looking for. The effects and the effect send and return is enough, I think, for like one. Of course I can still add effects while my inputs are going into this, so like in between I can still add effects. This is a more like a main send and returns. Yes, the knobs, the fader is kind of cool. That is kind of cool. The whole distortion part is also kind of nice. You can drive it pretty hard. But yes, that's mainly what I'm trying to use this for. That is what I'm mainly planning to use this for. It's a great little mixer. I love this, and it's relatively affordable. Of course, if you can find it, because you know this is, I guess, going into the vintage territory. But yeah, little mixer. Just wanted to do a little introduction on it. It's nice. It does a lot for what it is. But yes, thank you for watching, and then I'll catch you in the next one.